So what is up, YouTubers? My name is Alex and you are on my channel where I'm trying to fix all my junk stuff myself with this Bose hands. And in this video we're going to continue doing the V10 project, and I will make a short story about how I get it, how I was using it, and how I will be finishing this project. And meanwhile, just if you like me, who is kind of like a DIYer, please subscribe, hit the thumbs button, leave a comment, and let's go for it. So the story about this F350 is kind of going back to the 2024 post-pandemic, you know, with this crazy prices going on the equipment like that. So I bought this F350 sight unseen off the Facebook marketplace. It was in Atlanta, Georgia, and there was only one picture posted for this F350, just kind of like a side picture. So I bought it pretty much sight unseen. I reached out to the seller, offered him a lowball offer, I know, but dealing with the pictures and condition, I couldn't offer him much. I offered him $1,000 for that, and he said like, well, some other people are offering more, but since nobody show up, just go ahead and bring your trailer, get it loaded, and we'll go from there. So we agreed on the price, we agreed on the date, and then I need to schedule the delivery timer, you know. So I reach out to my buddy Hannity and ask him, hey dude, can you please help me with that? He said, yeah, okay. And then I have to find him a load going to Atlanta, so we found him a partial load going to Atlanta, and then also reload back from Atlanta. We deliver the load, get back to the location where this truck was. We tried to hook up the batteries, but you know, it didn't help a lot, so we just rotate the engine with the wrench, and it was moving freely, and I said, okay, let's take it. So we didn't even try to start it up over there, so we just kind of pull it out with the chains using the semi, because it was kind of parked in a tight space. But yeah, we just unhooked the trailer, kind of was able to get there, pull it out, load it on the trailer, and safely bring it back to South Carolina where we are at. So after that we dropped it on the yard, and it was sitting for quite a while, to tell you the truth. I didn't have time to mess with it, and I bought this truck just for the storage initially, you know, and I started working on it as a storage project. I mean, I removed all the junk that was inside. There was a bunch of it, trust me. I replaced the floor, sealed the doors and all this kind of stuff. And then while I was replacing the floor, I had this bright idea, you know, and whenever you have bright ideas in your head, just kind of like put it in silent mode. Don't listen to this idea, because they will lead you to some unexpected things, you know. So that being said, I tried to replace the fuel pump. I just go and get the new one, because whenever I was hooking up the batteries, I didn't hear any response from the fuel pump. So I decided, yeah, it's a fuel pump. So I bought the brand new one at the O'Reilly's, or I don't remember the store, but it was kind of like $150 or something. So I put it in, try to crank it, since nothing. Then I traced the wiring under the frame, and I found that one of the wires was kind of corroded, and it was just broken whenever they were installing the box. They were installing the U-bolts, and looks like they just drilled it through, and that's why it wasn't kind of firing up. So I fixed those wires, and whenever I tried to crank it, it started immediately. believe me or not, it just started immediately, and I was kind of really happy about that. And then I thought like, oh, let's try to move it. I checked the oil inside the transmission, you know, and all this stuff. Yeah, it was kind of dirty. It was kind of more on the blackish side, but I just gave it a try, and then it started moving. So I decided, okay, if it's moving, I'll just kind of service it for now, change the oils, do all this stuff, make it kind of safely moving, and that's it. So I finished up with the box. I finished with the lift gate. It turned out it was fully operational. It just needed some love and grease. So I did it. And also I rewired some stuff over there because there was kind of like really redneck technology over there. So I fixed everything, and so I got the lift gate working. I got the new floor in, and that was pretty much it. I used this truck as a storage since then for quite a while. And then one day I had time, you know, like you got the time and you can like what I'm supposed to do. Okay, let's try to fix this old F350. So I get back to it and I decided the lift spring was kind of broken. I mean the hanger itself was broken, so I replaced it. So now the box, I mean the chassis was straight. It was sitting on all four, you know, points of the leaf springs, bushings and stuff like that. After that, I decided to make it kind of like a roadworthy, because whenever I was driving it to the junkyard and back, it was fine. It was running. Yes, it was rough. It was misfiring terribly. It was the transmission was shifting. I mean, like crazy hard. But you know, who cares? It's a one grand truck, right? So I decided to give it a little bit of love, and the coolant was leaking under the intake gasket's manifold. So I decided to fix that first and deal with the misfires. So I bought all the parts. I was just buying the cheap stuff from the Amazon, but the spark plugs was the original motor truck, so because I didn't want to invest a lot of money in it, so I bought the boots, ignition coils, spark plugs, and those gaskets that goes underneath the intake manifold. So I pulled everything apart. There was a bunch of junk in 2 or 3 cylinders, and like 4 out of the 8 or 4 out of the 10 spark plugs was completely kind of like I was losing them by hand, so they were kind of like, that's why I heard this noise, and that's why it was probably misfiring. So it took me almost half a day to replace all this spark plugs, gaskets, and blah blah blah. Also, while I was there, I replaced the oil pressure sensor, because sometimes it was funky. Whenever you drive in, the oil pressure just suddenly drops down to 0, and I thought like, oh, maybe it's a sensor. So I replaced the sensor and all this stuff, and it was running fine. I was driving in sometimes home from my yard. It's about like 30 miles each way, and it was fine. So I put the tags on it, you know, get the insurance, and I was driving this truck for quite a while. I did manage to put some kind of like a exhaust system in it. Yeah, I know it's also redneck technology, but still, who cares? I just bought some clamps off the Amazon and put them on, and it was driving like that. It was completely fine. It wasn't leaking, it wasn't something loud. It was perfectly enough for me. But back at that time, I sold my personal vehicle and I was driving this box truck like on a daily basis. It was running fine, no issues. So I was able to to draw like maybe 3,000 miles last year on this truck. And one day when we were doing cycling with my wife, we were getting back from after cycling, and I heard some kind of like noise inside the engine, and I immediately pulled over. I checked everything was fine, oil was there, you know, nothing crazy, no leaks, nothing, but the noise was kind of like shook, 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 you know, and I was kind of like, what could it be? So I started the truck, keep on driving, and the noise was kind of gone, and I was gonna say, okay, that's fine. And then after, I don't know, like maybe 2 minutes since the noise went away, I've heard kind of like a loud knock, like boom, and I was looking in the mirror and I saw kind of like, you know, bolts and nuts falling out under the truck, and you know, it was kind of like not the best scenario that you could expect driving your truck on the road, but it is what it is. I pulled over immediately and I found that there was an oil leaking from underneath the truck, and I understood that either it's a bad, transmission is gone, or it's the engine. So I didn't bother the truck, I just called my friend and he showed up immediately, and he was able to tow us back home. And at home I realized that we had a huge hole in the block, and so the engine was completely toasted. And after that I started digging what I could do about that. And, you know, it was 2025, the prices were still a little bit elevated on everything. On the Facebook marketplace, the people were asking like almost $2,000 for the used engine for this truck, and I was kind of looking. I didn't want to spend even the $1,000 on this truck, so I was kept looking. One day I came across a post from a guy, and he was like 40 miles from me. He posted a kind of like, it is an RV, but it was after the accident RV. I mean, like, there is no front parts, nothing. It's just kind of like an open body with the engine. So he was asking $1,000 for it. I offered him $800. He said, if you can show up today or tomorrow, it'll be $800. If not, then forget about it. I said, okay. So that being said, I asked our friend Hannity again, and we went there, we started it, we checked it, it was completely fine, run and drive vehicle. Yeah, it was missing some parts, but who cares, right? It's $800. So we loaded it on the trailer, then we stopped by my house, loaded another truck on the trailer, and safely delivered it to our yard. And it was waiting there for quite a while on the yard. Whenever I finally found the time to be able to pull the engine out of this RV and install it in our F350. It took me almost 3 days, not the full days, but one day to pull everything apart on the E450, another day to do the same on F350, swap the engines, and finish it. So yeah, let's say 3 days, because I was doing it myself, and I'm doing it outside. I don't have any shop or anything like that yet. So it was kind of like weather dependable thing for me. And then pulling the engine wasn't the hardest part. Whenever I was replacing the engine, I realized that the V10 that we have, it's slightly different than the V10 that RV E450 has. and the transmission was completely different. I have the 4R100 and the E450 had like 4OD or some E4OD transmission or something. So, but that being said, I was still able to put everything together. The only thing that I did was I kind of weld up the EGR inlet on exhaust manifold on the engine that I was swapping, and also I replaced the oil pan as well as the suction pump. But I have to weld the new one because the original one wasn't fitting in the, so the outlet was kind of like bigger on my original engine rather than the oil pump outlet on our new engine was kind of like smaller. But the bolts were the same, so I just kind of like cut the outlet pipe from the oil pump, welded to my pipe, and create some kind of like a custom suction manifold. That being said, I installed everything together, put it inside the F350, and since then it was just sitting there chilling. And today I'm gonna be resuming the work that I've started like three months ago or something. Also, I forgot to tell that why did this happen? Why the engine showed the piston on the side of it? And whenever I was changing the engine, I found out that this is not the original engine that was on this truck. The truck had 4,067,000 miles on it when I got it, and the engine, like the owner told me, was replaced 60,000 miles before it was parked, and it was kind of like forgotten. So that being said, whenever I pulled the engine out, the first thing I found out was the amount of silicone they used on everything. Literally everything. It was covered with the silicone. So, and the main reason that this silicone was getting into the suction pump inside the oil pan, and that's why I saw the drops on the oil pressure. I believe that's why I saw that, because maybe it was sucking okay at the beginning, and then it was kind of filling with the silicone, and the pressure was getting lower and lower. And the main reason was it did spawn a bearing on the, I don't remember the cylinders, which cylinders was it, but it did spawn the bearing, and two of the pistons was completely broken, and the parts from those pistons were getting between the wall and the crank, and when the crank was rotating, it just kind of like pushed out this side of this block and created a hole in it. So that was the main reason why this V10 failed. Other than that, everything was completely fine with that engine. Also, when I opened up the previous engine, I mean, then it was completely filthy inside. It looked like they bought it from, I don't know, maybe the junkyard or something, but it looked like the oil wasn't even changed ever in the thing, because there was such a lot of slushing gunk and, you know, like this dirt debris from the oil engine inside. In comparison with the engine that I bought from the guy with RV, that engine looked like new when I was replacing the head covers, you know, and the oil pan. Though it already had like 42,000 miles on it, it looked like really brand new engine inside. And the transmission, whenever I was swapping the oil pans during my swap, I pulled the pan out, it was completely fine inside, no shavings, nothing. So I just put the new filter in it, new oil pan. I kinda updated it with the bigger oil pan for the, with the drain plug in it. Also, I forgot to say that whenever I got this truck, it was in the filthiest condition you can ever imagine the vehicle to be in. So it took me a day to pull everything apart and clean it, and also I replaced the whole front suspension because the ball joints was completely parting out whenever I was pulling the knuckles out. I mean, it was a disaster, to tell the truth, like completely worn out vehicle. But I was able to put everything back together and also did the alignment. Also, I bought the tires for that thing off the Facebook marketplace. The guy was selling the brand new tires, 6 of them, with the wheels. It's not the fancy wheels, it's just the wheels for the box truck, but he was asking $600 for them. So I get there and bought them, and I installed those tires on. It was really good for me. I mean, I saved a lot of money on doing that thing. So as for now, this is the condition that we have. I've already been working on this rig for quite a while. I mean, I did have like half a day to finish it, so I put the new wires, not new, the used one from the E450 over here, with new rollers, replaced the spark plugs already. This is the engine that I have installed from the E450, swapped. So I get rid of the AC compressor because I'm not gonna use the AC in this truck. It's gonna be kind of like a yard truck. And now what I'm gonna do is just to install the steering pump, hoses, and we'll try to finish all the rest of the engine today. Put the gaskets in it, put the boots, connect everything, and hopefully we'll try to crank it, hopefully. We'll see. So this is the line that was holding me back because they do not sell them. The Ford do not sell them anymore. So I have to order it online. And let me see where and how that thing goes back. Somehow like this, I believe. Yep. Now we just have to thread them in. So the next step is gonna be somehow put this line like that, secure it, put the gaskets on, all the stuff together, put the fan on, radiators, and hopefully just put everything together as for today, because it's kind of chilly. Hopefully we'll get some sun out today, but who knows. So that line is 16 mils, as far as I can see. Yep. The problem with my original one was that I couldn't thread it in. No matter how hard I tried, it wasn't just going in. With this one, see, it's already in. Because mine was so old and junky. Yeah, this one is already in. Perfect. That's what I need. Let's hope it won't leak. And then I will secure all these lines all together, and now we can put the belt on finally, right? And also that piece right here. This is our line that goes from the main tank to the... Oh, well, I need 2 hands for that. There we go. Yep. Now we just need to put a clamp on. And before we even go further, the truck been sitting for like almost 5 months. Let's try to, yeah, it does rotate really good, freely. No issue so far. But I checked, the water didn't get in. I mean, it was covered and everything was good, so we'll just put that thing on, new belt, and we'll go from there. So I found the bolts for the thing called the belt tensioner, right? And just put it like that. It should be all right. You know what? Let me check the diagram first for the belt. Now, according to the diagram, it goes like that, then slides around the pulley, go back down, and the alternator on top around the pump over here, like this. Kinda interesting. Around the pump, then goes the belt itself, and looks like I have a short belt, right? Look, it's not enough, but let me find the old one that I have. So I found the old one. It doesn't have any cracks. Was in a pretty decent condition, so let me just try to pull this one out and see whether the old one is gonna be more suitable for me in that case. Ah, shit. Let's just compare. You know what? They have exactly the same length, so I guess it's just whenever you pull the tensioner, you will, yeah, it's exactly the same, so no reason for putting the old one in. I already forget the diagram. Okay, around the compressor. And my guess is whenever you kind of pull it up with the tensioner, should be good. Okay. Yeah, that thing is really tough. I mean, you don't have to check later. So the next step is going to be to replace those. But they are kind of different from my original one. I thought I'm going to reuse the original one, but there was a difference between the holes, so I have to order those. They were kind of like $50 or something on O'Reilly's. This is the only store that actually sell them, because whenever I tried reaching out to different places, they say, oh, we don't have them. So kind of like removing them. And let me actually put him down over here. We will check. I already blow all the dirt and grime out of here before. I'm gonna do this now again. I'm gonna just recheck everything, scrape it down a little bit more, and we should be good to go. Yeah, there is nothing in there, all nice and clean. No dust and grime. Nothing. No water in the spark plugs. Nope. So we're good. Let's see if they even fit in here. So hopefully they will. See, same problem like with the previous one. When I put it in, there's kind of like the small pieces, and there is no holes in the block where you can put them. But at least those gaskets will work. I think I'm just gonna cut those pieces out and install them without those pieces on. So, or we can just rotate them. Like, no, you can do this. They won't work. So yeah, I guess I just have to cut those tiny pieces over there in order to put them flush. The original ones, you may see the holes are right here and right there. And the Chinese one, they just simply cannot fit in there. So now let's just go ahead and put our manifold in. This one is kind of on the heavier side because the previous one was just plastic one. It was easy to work with, and that one is not. So just be careful with the gaskets, because well, otherwise you will not be able to. It looks okay to me. Let's try put the bolts on. So the next stuff is gonna be, I will just put a little bit of anti-seize on all those balls, because you know, aluminum and steel, they don't mix. Just like the millings of bolts. So as for now, I'm just gonna do the fuel lines connect over there behind the truck, but I will not be able to film this, so you just have a clue that I've done. And after that, we will probably put all the rest of the things here, but still I have to go to the junkyard to buy this piece. I don't know if it's extractable or not, but I will try to wiggle it and see if I'll be able to pull it out, and also the fuel cap, because those are from the E450 and they were kind of different. So yeah, this is the line from the EVAP system. Of course, it's not gonna go anywhere. This is the condition the whole truck was in. So I'm gonna get to my donor over here and find the same line. So the fuel line's connected, EVAP line connected. So this is our PCV hose. That one is for the vacuum back on the engine. This one is for the heater core, I believe. Yeah, because on my original engine it was over here, but on this one we will simply turn it like that somehow. Yep, this is it. Or just make it shorter over here and kind of like plug it in over there. We'll see, we'll figure it out. But anyway, let's keep on moving, guys. So I just have to reroute it like that with the heater core, and the other one is connected down there behind the engine. So we're good on this side. Now we can go ahead and do what we can do to put the alternator, maybe to put the belt. Try to put this one on. Oh, the spark boots and all that stuff. Yep. So as for the boots, it's pretty much straightforward. Yeah, I know that's cheap,
cheap ones, but still. You put the dielectric grease inside, simply put it in, and that's it pretty much. So, and this is like for 10 more times. So let's do this. I'll start with the kind of like the hardest ones. So the next step is just to take 7 mils socket, kind of just torque them down, but just don't use full power, just be gentle with them because they're kind of really easy to break. So as for the engine wires, guys, I have to kind of combine the original one with the E450 one, because E450 got this connector on the other side of the engine, on this side. So it didn't work for me, so that's why I have to cut, see, all the injectors, all the spark boots, and kind of rewire them. So in that case, this was the only way for me to kind of make it work. So now I'm just gonna put them on and see whether it'll work or not. So hopefully, but still I have to kind of put tape later. I just wanna check it out now and then kind of see. So far as I can see, that one didn't work and that one didn't work either. So kind of like, yeah, they're kind of different. I will get the old wiring. Hopefully I didn't trash it. And then see if I can put them back in. But other than that, it should work really, really well. So hopefully, right? I'll put the alternator right now, wire the belt, and probably we'll start putting the front all together. So I don't remember exactly which one was which, but kind of figure out this one will probably work. Let's see. Also I got the spare alternator. This one is not in perfect shape, but I just don't want to throw a bunch of money in these truckers for now, you know, because it's not gonna be for highway driving or anything like that most of the time, and it'll be just sitting on the yard, bringing the air compressor to the trucks with the heavy tools and stuff like that. So there is no actual need to invest. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, makes sense. I thought I'm not gonna be able to put the bolt in. Maybe it's not the right bolts for this piece, but who cares, right? And this is definitely the right one, so I'm lucky here. Now let's try to put our belt on and see what happens. Hopefully it'll work, hopefully. In order to do so, you will need a 1/2 inch extension. You just slide it over here in the tensioner and just pull it down. And so far, as what I can see, it's not gonna work, right? So we either need different belt, or let me just remove this pulley and see what's gonna happen, because the original engine didn't have this pulley on, so still not. Now I guess I just need a different belt. So that's it for today, I guess. So this is the wires for our alternator. They're pretty straightforward. This one, and that one. You just remove the nut over here and put the negative over there, or positive, I don't know which one is this, but then put your nut back in. Oh, I don't have the radiator off. I decided to remove that crank sensor just to check on the wires. And it's kind of like, it looks similar, but it is actually not. It's just completely different. So, okay, I'll take this sensor with me and see if I will be able to find this type of connector. I'm dealing with this outlet. It was glued, the original one was glued, but I broke it. So I will just get the glue and do the same to mine. It'll fit perfectly. As for now, I will install the throttle body. It is clean, I cleaned it before. I put the new regulator and all this kind of stuff in there, so, and new seal. So I'll just torque it down and that's it for today, I guess, because we'll have to go and get connectors for the wiring. Let's start it. So the next step is gonna be, so now the engine is covered. I mean, no debris will get in there. I will just cover this one. The PCV hose will go there, and then I'll still have to kind of organize the wiring, right? Because you can't leave it like that in this hell of a mess. I wonder, that one also didn't work for me as well. I replaced the original one, same stuff. How I messed up with this part, I don't know, but it is what it is. So what else needs to be connected here is the one for the oil. Let me check if this one will work. One that goes for the oil, it is normally over here, and it will, yeah, it works perfectly well. That's a big win there. This one will be like that. That one will be here, but you see, also kind of different. This is the newer style, I believe, and that one is the older style, so, or something like that. I don't know, but let's try to put, actually, I have the spare one, this one. Oh, hey, this one actually was for the cool. So we just need that one and that one updated once. All the rest, where this one goes in, I have no clue whatsoever. But hopefully we will find that somehow. I don't know how, but hopefully. Good morning, YouTubers. Let's get back to our business. So I found what is left. I connected. That's the temperature sensor. So now I'm just gonna glue that piece over there that is unfortunately missing. I gotta find it and then try to put the belt on. So basically I just clean it with the brake cleaner. Now I'll just apply some glue over here, and this, not too much, but just enough to hold it over there. Should be good. And I will simply apply it like it used to be there and leave it for now. I don't know for how long, but maybe a couple hours, I guess, until I will be working on the other stuff here. So should be good. So dealing with the sensor, this is the original one that I had. This is the type of connector, and this is the other one that I bought. Let's see if it'll simply click like it should. Yep, this one definitely will work. But see my, yeah, it'll work. I just have to clean out the mess that inside the connector, and it will simply kind of, it's already, so it's good. Yeah, it is good. So I'll put the new sensors in, the crankcase sensor and also that one inside the head. The other one I'm gonna replace them and we'll go from there. And those sensors are 8mm. So now I just went ahead and ordered the longer belt. Mine original one was 100 inches, I believe, and this one is 110. I don't know why, maybe because of the aftermarket pulleys and stuff like that. I don't know, but let's hope it'll work. Let's hope. And this belt is way over too long. Epic fail. So I don't know how, but I was actually able to put the old one in because the new one was kind of that short. So the old one in went well. Now I have to find a way how to connect the engine ground to, maybe not here, but somewhere over here, and connect it to the body, because I removed one that goes behind the engine, but I still need to figure out where to put it. So I just put it over here, and it will go under here, and later on I will just secure it with the zip ties with all the other wiring that is hanging, you know, kind of neglected, but so far we have progress here. So I will now just go ahead and put some oil in it, check it, oil in the transmission. No, not yet. I think I'm gonna climb underneath and just try to, and I will just secure the lines that goes to the transmission for the oil, secure everything over there, and then I will put oil in the engine and inside the transmission, connect on the vacuum hoses while this one will dry out, and fingers crossed it will start. Fingers crossed, but I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and try to do so. Interesting part, E4 has this sensor. It's kind of like a temperature sensor, but E4OD that I installed with this engine, it doesn't have this sensor, but my wiring still has it. So I will simply plug it in, zip tie somewhere, and that's it pretty much. I already put the starter in, bolted everything underneath. Of course I'm not filming that because it's kind of hard to film there and it's soaking wet there, so nasty weather, but it is what it is. We have to do it. So like I said, I will put it on, connect the transmission and everything, cables from the other side, and we'll go from there. The next part is our exhaust, but see, those two studs kind of came off, but on the manifold right now over there is 4 studs like they should be, so I just have to cut those and put it back on, and hopefully it'll work. The next part is the oil cooler. It sits right there. I'm not gonna use it. I mean, I will not connect the coolant in here because I simply don't have any hoses, but I will put it in just to be able to put the filter on, or maybe I will find the hoses and simply connect them. I don't know, we'll see. But it's just pretty straightforward. You need 1/2 inch. That one goes in and then you simply screw it in. That's it. I don't know, I don't have any original filters, but I will put this one. I checked it has exactly the same kind of pattern. I will just put it on for now. Yeah, it will be sticking, but who cares, right? Nope, it didn't work, so okay. No start today. I will have to go and buy another oil filter. Meanwhile, I will be putting on the bearing over here and put the shaft back on its place. So that one was the original one, but it's completely seized and it was kind of wobbling inside, so remove that. The only one I was able to find is that one. I'm not sure if it'll work or not, but we will see. They looked up the inner diameter of this, and hopefully it will work, hopefully. Well, we're next step is gonna be just to put the oil in it on the transmission and on the engine as well. Now let's check it. I put 6/4 and it's on full, but yes, it's on max as for now, but the filter is empty, so it will go down a bit. So now what we have to do is to put the transmission oil. Let's see if we'll be able to even do that with this funnel. It did go in. Hopefully it will not go out, right? The transmission takes 6/4. Wow, yeah, I see. It's kind of full. But we will add later on, so it's all right. Now let's put the battery in and see what will happen, if anything will happen at all. But this one is negative, this one is positive, so the battery will go like this. I have to clean them before even doing something. The moment of truth. Something is going on, that's for sure. Let's try to secure them. Should we just try and start it up? Or what? What do you think, guys? Nothing. So over here, I think I'm just gonna cut that one, make it a little bit, take this insulation off, and then simply put the new one in, and we'll go from there and see what's gonna happen. Hopefully it'll work. I bought this for the other truck, but now I'm gonna use it here, so I'm not sure if it'll even work on this one. Yes, it will work, so we're good. It will work perfectly well, so I have this wire cutter. I don't know whether it's enough or not, but it looks like it is secured, so let's try. I hear beeping. The fuel pump is pumping. Let's try. No, nothing. Like we have a dead battery or something. Let's see. I don't know, put the jumper, but this jumper is kind of like really weak one. But I don't have any other ones. Now we are completely dead. Nothing shows up. So like the car is just dead. I was wondering why it's not starting. Okay, let's just clean them out, try to repack and redo. I've already done this one. It's time for that one. So now, while I connected both terminals properly, let's see, we'll end up with something or not today. Whew. She's definitely running, but I don't know why, but she was kind of jumping on the RPMs and everything, and I was just gonna shut her off because, you know, now I will do the wires while it's still not raining over here, and we'll go from there and see what we end up with. And I need to put the radiator because you see they already started to leak. And it's getting dark, so boys and girls, stay tuned. Now, when we refill everything, All good, all levels up, no leaks. I checked underneath the truck. So let's fire her up and see what we will get. Wow. Engine oil come out. That's great. Yeah, without the exhaust, it's freaking loud, but she's doing really good. So far, I don't hear any misfires or anything like that. And we will add coolant a little bit later. So she's been running for like 10 more minutes already. She's getting hot, but it's okay. Let her warm up. I guess I forgot to connect the knocking sensor. Other than that, it's all good. But now it's time to clean up that mess. And it's gonna be fun, trust me. First I need to move my truck, then hook up the trailer and load all this mess onto the trailer and bring it over to my other yard, where it's gonna be parted out completely. And then I will sell all the parts on eBay, or I don't know, we'll see. But the rear end is good, the front end, I mean the brakes and all the systems is good. The steering will go into this truck, I mean the steering column on the shifter and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of content, stay tuned guys. See you. So there we go. Actually, I decided to just unhook the trailer. I'm gonna pull my truck over here and try to pull it backwards, but whenever I was unhooking the trailer kinda slammed a bit and it's just rolled off. And that's good because the only damage so far while I was struggling is that wheel, and I made this huge hole over here, but that's fine. Other than that, nothing crazy. So I'll just hook back the trailer, pull it out, get the rest of it. We should be good to go.